Right, the Ring Fanatics podcast, episode number 147. I'm Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co host, Joel.
Yep.
As always, subscribe to our channel, follow us on all social media platforms, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Um, so, in advance, this is coming out on Friday afternoon, as always, but we're recording this Monday afternoon. So, a little bit of a heads up for those listening or watching on YouTube or anywhere else. Anything that happens after Monday afternoon of this week will not be talked about, obviously, because stuff hasn't happened yet. So, we're going to be talking about anything that's happened from last week till this weekend, from Hard to Kill, a little bit of Battle of the Valley, everything that happened before then.
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it. I want to talk about something that happened last week,
Okay.
before Hard to Kill. Um, Over the past couple of months, we've been talking to AEW has been talking about Sting in his last match.
Yep.
Seems like we're getting his opponents for Evolution.
Yep.
The Young Bucks came out after Dynamite last week at Daly's Place. Um, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think they were good opponents for him to go up against?
I love the choice. I thought that was awesome. I thought especially since they're gonna go with the Bucks being heels, this was a good choice. And
Yeah,
also, I know a lot of people hate the Bucks. People, for some reason, people hate the Bucks. I never understood it. I don't know. Maybe I'm oblivious, but
yeah,
I've always been a fan of theirs. And they make everyone look good, and they're safe. Why wouldn't they be the perfect opponent? Also, they kind of like, I don't know whose idea it was to sign Sting, but I'm sure
yeah,
they had a say in it. I'm sure, especially from the early days that they were in TNA with him, you know what I mean? And they
yeah,
had
yeah.
it
That's true.
shows that they have pictures when they're younger with him in TNA. So it looks like they have a relationship. So I'm not mad at that being his last match. I know a lot of people wanted it to be a singles match, but
Yeah,
again, he's a 60-something-year-old man.
yeah, yeah.
Let's not do that. I saw a lot of people saying it should be for the tag belts. Sting doesn't need that. You know what I mean? And
It's his last match, so
this
why would he
match
go for the
doesn't
tag
need,
belts?
yeah,
Yeah,
and they don't need the tag titles attached to it. Like, it makes no sense. So I'm happy with the Bucks. How did you feel about it?
I mean, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I know there were people online that were like upset that there was the Young
Yeah.
Bucks, and like why have everybody on the roster? Why, or anybody in general? Why is it the Young Bucks?
Who
But
else would
it's
it be?
exactly. It's just that like people also have to remember that yeah, it's on an AEW platform, but you also got to remember Sting might have a say in this. It's his last match. You don't think Tony made him retire and be like, nah, you're going to because of these people this time. Like, nah. Sting had a choice in this. I'm thinking that he wanted the Young Bucks. He
Yeah.
probably requested them. Why? I mean, you know what I mean? It's like people are upset that probably thinking that it's Tony Khan's idea.
No, yeah,
No,
I'm
it
I'm
was
sure
probably
Sting
not
had a
his
say.
idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it was Sting's decision. You gotta respect his choice to who he goes up for his last match. Is it the ideal matchup we want to see? Maybe not, but it's his last match. He's doing it for himself, himself first. So I'm not mad at that choice.
Who, like, I don't understand because I don't know who else people have in mind. I don't know
Yeah,
who you would want to see him go up against in his last match. Also, I don't know
exactly.
who would want to see that as a singles match. Like, I get it, he was a superstar as a
The only
singles
one
match.
that made sense would probably would have been Darby, but
Why do
you
that?
know, yeah, why? It's better on tag team. It's again, you said it before.
Exactly.
He's 60 something years old. I don't
Yeah.
think you can go specifically against someone like Darby. Do
Yeah.
you really trust like Sting to go 1-on-1 against Darby? You're gonna have to make or have Darby go like a little bit slower than usual.
Yeah,
Like
and
take his time.
I'm sure Darby can make him look like make the
Yeah,
match look good and kind of hide the fact because we've always talked about that hiding the fact that they're older. Kind of like with the
yeah,
whole Kevin Owens Stone Cold match, to talk
yeah,
about Roman and Rock and why. Like a lot of people would talk about Roman and Rock and like, oh, I don't get that match. And it's like it's easy. Roman is a old school wrestler, and they're like, what are you trying to say? He could make it in the 80s. I'm not saying anything like that, but I'm saying he's an old school wrestler. If you watch his matches, they're slow pace. So
yeah.
why not throw legends to him? You know what I mean? So the same thing
Exactly. Yeah,
with Sting. It's like the tag match is gonna. like all the tag matches have been doing, all the multi-man matches they have been doing, hiding the fact that he can't do what he used to do, and we're okay with that. We know he's
Hmm.
older, so at least if you're doing the tag matches, it's great. And with the Young Bucks, I think that's awesome. Like, and also, like you said, he probably has a say. Maybe he
Yeah,
has a cool relationship with them.
that's
Again,
what I'm
known
thinking.
each other for years from TNA. They look like they were cool back then with all the pictures from the TNA days. Then they helped start this company. Maybe they had a say, like maybe he called them and was like, "Yo, want to work together?" You know what I mean? Or maybe they pitched it to him. So
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense for them to be the last match. And I'm okay with that. There's
yeah,
no other team I would want to see him go against. I know a lot of
exactly.
people like FTR because of the old school style,
Yeah,
but
you
I don't
also have
I
to.
don't know
Oh,
about
go ahead,
FTR.
sorry.
No, no, you go.
Yeah,
I don't know about FTR.
it's just that you also got to think of a team that like can help put over Sting. You know what I mean? Like a
Exactly.
little bit of a prediction ahead of time. I don't think Young Bucks are winning the match, and I think they're gonna help put Sting over. Would it be a heel move to beat Sting? Of course, but like
And
again, I
especially
think they're
that they're
doing
trying to do
this.
a big heel thing, I
Yeah,
wouldn't rule it out. But it shouldn't
yeah. I mean, yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But
There's
I
a high
wouldn't rule it out.
chance. There's a high chance right now that Sting might win because it's his
Yeah.
last match. Like, why would you have Sting go out like that? But if it's anybody, it's the Young Bucks to have him beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone like an FTR wouldn't mind getting the pin either because they respect the older generation of wrestlers. So I think they would have been a perfect fit too. But you want to add a story to this too, and I think the Young Bucks make sense to put them against. So is it the biggest match on the card? I mean, we don't know the card yet, but like, is it going to be the biggest match? Most likely because you've been hyping it up. But
Yeah.
on paper, it's probably not going to be the biggest match of the night, like
Yeah.
the main event, I should
I
say.
I actually think they might go on last.
Maybe, yeah,
I
maybe,
I
but
I
I
think
don't.
I think the world title won't be defended at the pay per view.
Ooh,
I don't think the title's gonna be defended at the pay per view.
okay.
And if it is, I think it's gonna be co-main event,
Or like the first match on the card.
or maybe the first match here. And I
Yeah.
think it won't be a singles match with a big story. It might just be a multi-man match, or
Ooh,
maybe that's the card that you have a number one contender match. You know what I
for
mean?
for the next pay per
For
view.
exactly, and
Yeah. Okay.
have Joe do commentary, because it's okay to not have, for a show like this that's coming up, the the vocal point is
Yeah.
Sting's retirement. Like, even though
That should be the
it's a
headline.
regular pay per view, yeah, that's like the big vocal point. That's probably gonna be the main event, and I'm okay with that because having Sting main event his last show in one of the most famous arenas that he wrestled at. You know what I mean? Like, it has so
Yeah.
much history there. It just makes sense. And
It's yeah.
that's the times that I'm a big advocate for the title closes the show. But for certain cases like this, I think you
You
can
wouldn't
go
mind
with
it.
the tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the way they're gonna do it is because it's tough to do with FTR because FTR is baby faces. You
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
want, like, you could have the big hug at the end and be like, like, we can't wait to fight Sting. We watch him growing up. No, you want when Sting wins a big roar. So you're gonna have a heel team go against them, and I'm sure for the next couple weeks, we're gonna have promos about how the Bucks are gonna finally take out the trash. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Probably.
say some type of thing that he's old. We're getting him out of here finally. We're gonna make sure he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
They're gonna go full heel with this. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah, true. We shall see what they say on Wednesday. I
Yeah.
mean, I know we're releasing this after Wednesday, so we don't know what we're saying. What they're going to say though, because the Young Bucks are going to be on Dynamite this week doing an interview of some
Yeah.
sort. So I want to see what they say. They're probably going to go full heel mode. They changed their gimmick a little bit. It's like straight up suits and mustaches, so it's kind of cool to see them like that.
I'm with it. I
Um,
want to see where it's gonna go. I want to see what they're gonna do with it.
yeah, they're definitely going to
It's a
troll
little
the shit out of
rebrand.
Sting. And yeah, it does make sense because it is basically that's the concept of the whole thing. Unless like they have like Sting book the matches, and that's like the story of Revolution, like it's Sting's night. So let's just make like
Yeah.
matches that Sting probably wants to see. Like
That
let him be the
and
booker for one
I
night.
think that would be cool too. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
mad at that pay per view, especially
exactly.
that
Because
especially that you're doing like right now it's looking like AEW is doing like a lot of like title matches on TV right now,
Yeah,
and I think that might make up for the pay per view not having it. You know
probably.
what I
Yeah,
mean? I think
yeah.
that's what they're leading towards. Like this pay per view might not have any title matches. It
Maybe
might just
not.
be
Who
a
knows?
free booking night. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
matches, a tribute show to Sting.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And
That should be
I'm
that would be a cool
okay
concept.
with that. Like I'm cool with that. I think that's awesome. I think like guys like that should get a moment like that. Like Flair did it, but it wasn't with a company. You know what I mean? They did it and
Yeah,
it was like a big indie dream show. You know what I mean? With
exact.
all these
Yeah,
guys showing up. So I think you could do that, but with the AEW guys.
exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And
Like I think that would be cool.
yeah, and it's Revolution. Revolution isn't really one of their big pay per views. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
why they're the least hyped up. I'm not saying it's always a bad show. It's just they're the least hyped up out of all of them of
yeah,
the year. So
exactly.
to make it more hyped up this year, make it a Sting night, like you
Hmm.
said. Have Sting book all the matches, like what they did with Flair, but it's AEW guys only.
Yeah,
Let him be like this person versus this person. I want to see that match, even if they have no storyline together. Just be like, I just want to see those two go up head to head. Maybe add a title on the line. Maybe have the challenger be the one to go over and win the match. Who knows? But I think that'd be cool. Since this is his last match, might as well have him be the booker for one last night.
yeah.
I think
I like
he'll
that
still
idea.
be the booker. Like after he retires, he's just like not gonna be on TV anymore. Just do behind the scenes stuff.
I think he's
Let it,
gonna help out.
just,
Yeah, I think he'll
yeah,
be more of a producer role. I think that'd be cool
or
for him.
coach maybe, or
Yeah,
coach.
exactly. I think that'd be dope.
Um,
I
so
think they'll
yeah, I
keep him
think
around in some capacity.
exactly. They have a lot they can give him. So if
Yeah,
it's anything,
and
he'll probably be around much longer.
and with Sting, he always got wisdom, man. Like,
Yeah,
what are you gonna do? Just kick him to the curb? Like, Sting is
exactly. Just
awesome.
throwing like bye, see you later.
And and what we've seen with this run, even though people, because you're never gonna please wrestling fans, people always talk
Yeah,
shit about this run. But if you watch this run, even though yeah he wins,
yeah,
as he's winning, he's putting over talent. Like he's put like guys are fucking beating the fuck out of Sting. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
there's times that yeah he comes back and does his the beating on his chest, but they're beating his ass in there. He's
yeah,
putting over
yeah,
talent. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I've loved this run for Sting. I thought it
yeah.
was awesome, especially like at the capacity they did it with to like put him in tags and
And those
actually
like
let
no
yeah
no
like
DQ matches that he's been
it,
doing.
yeah like because we all know he's older, he can't move as fast, but he can still wrestle. And he
Yeah,
can still pump up the crowd. The crowd still loves him, so it's like, why not do this last run? So I'm always gonna appreciate this last run for Sting, especially like the way his run ended in WWE. I feel like they really, I can't really say it because like we don't know the whole behind the scenes things, but I feel like they
yeah.
really like treated him like shit. Like if you see his run, they kind of like, oh, come on, like what are
They
we
had
doing?
him lose to Triple H at Mania, and then the
Which
Rollins
shouldn't have
again.
happened.
Yeah,
Then he came back for the Rollins title match and was like, it was tough. It was tough.
yeah,
So I'm happy we got to see he got to end it on his own terms.
yeah. He's doing the way he wants. That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's awesome.
yeah. So I'm glad that this is the story. I'm not too mad at it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's perfect the way
You
it
think
is.
the Young Bucks are gonna change it? Do you think now that they come back as heels, they change up their whole like they're changing up their whole gimmick? Do you think they finally drop the Young Bucks name? Do you think they go as the Jacksons now?
I mean, I
I
didn't
mean,
really think of
they're
that.
up there, man. They're up there in age.
I don't. I mean, I
Maybe
guess
they're like,
so. I
yo,
mean,
we're maturing now. We're not the Young Bucks no more, and we know that. But we'll
but
still
like I
beat your
think,
ass. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. I feel like that would be cool.
but I also think that like the Young Bucks are like a marquee name to be like once like, you cannot
Yeah,
not call them the Young Bucks anymore. You know what I mean? It's like
that's
when
true.
you hear the
Yeah,
Young Bucks, you're gonna think of them anyways, regardless of how old they
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So
That's
I
true.
think at this point it doesn't really matter. It's like imagine if you stop calling like ah, the New Day, you call them the Old Day. It doesn't make any
True.
sense. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
makes sense. Yeah,
Like they're still going to be the New Day regardless. They're going to be known as New Day, so it doesn't really
yeah,
make sense to change the name because they're older. So it doesn't really matter at this point to change their
true.
name. Just keep it until they retire.
Yeah,
Um,
to retire.
yeah, I mean, or
The
whenever they do it, like
Young
just
Bucks when they're
yeah,
fucking in the
they'll be like
'60s
60 years
doing their
old doing the
doing their Sting
yeah,
run.
Yeah, the Young Bucks. Maybe that's when they changed up the old Bucks. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe that's like a funny thing to do on purpose.
yeah.
Um, that's a joke, but like maybe yeah. I'll say keep it for now. It doesn't really make
Nah, yeah.
sense to do.
But
But
I want to
yeah,
see what they
yeah,
do with that. I think that's gonna be cool. Hit them as like because we've seen them as heels, but this looks different.
yeah. Maybe they change their theme song a little bit to make it
Yeah,
more heelish. Because I think the theme song is more like a babyface type thing, to where like once you hear it, people cheer anyways, even though they
yeah,
heels. Because it's a classic theme song. It's a thing
yeah,
some people remember, they associate with. Maybe that will change. That I could see changing more than the name. You know,
yeah. But they
because
because they could have just used it this past week just so that the crowd actually knew who it was.
yeah,
But they might also just leave it just to be arrogant and get
like
the
how they
booze
did
with
with
that music.
like how they did with the Undisputed Kingdom. They first used Adam Cole's theme song, and then they
That
switched it to the new
song,
one.
that song is amazing.
Yeah, the new one.
That's yeah. I was
Yeah.
really hoping he was gonna bring back the Ring of Honor song, something for you, the song they used to have in
Okay.
Ring of Honor,
Yeah, I know. I know.
because that used to be the Kingdom theme song, but then they played that. I was like, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm super cool with this theme.
I mean, I had a feeling they were going to change it up because of the producer guy they have. I was listening to it. I was like, it sounds like Adam Cole's theme song, but like
Yeah, just slow
darker.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like slow down and just I don't know music like that, but just more.
Yeah. Yeah. I know
To,
what you mean. Yeah. I know
you
what
know
you
what I
mean.
mean. We're not
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
We're not music producers, but we know what
Explain
we're
it to me a
talking
little
about.
more.
Yeah.
Explain. Yeah, but I get it. I get it. I get it. But yeah, I don't think they'll change out their gimmicks. I mean, the gimmicks already changed. Yeah, but the name and maybe
Yeah.
the theme song in the future.
Maybe. Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah. So I think so. So yeah. Hard to Kill also
Hard.
happened this weekend.
Hard to kill.
As well as Battle of the Valley. What were your thoughts on those two events? Because I'll be honest, I still haven't caught up with Battle of the Valley yet. Have to
Battle of
catch up
Valley.
with it.
Battle of Valley. I saw half the show. It was ridiculous though.
Like,
I
what do you
got
mean?
up to the part with Perry.
Yeah.
Awesome. I thought that was dope. I I don't know what to think of it with the contract ripping. Think it's like to see where that goes because I think it's a
Yeah.
storyline, especially with New Japan working with AEW at a capacity. Um, it might be their way of like, let's just get him out of here for a little bit and send him to another company. Let him work in New
Yeah.
Japan, build up his in ring style,
Mm-hmm.
so when he does return, it's gonna be like, whoa, like oh shit, he's back,
Yeah.
and he's gonna actually be a threat.
Yeah. Because what I was thinking with that was that like before he got suspended, right? Like his
Yeah,
whole gimmick before then, when he was a heel specifically, it was just like
Mhm.
I feel like they weren't. How do I explain it? Like it just
He was
didn't
a
feel
runaway heel.
as
He was a
yeah.
runaway heel. Yeah,
Exactly. So it wasn't taken as serious as like a typical heel that they typically have there.
yeah.
So I
It
thought
was
that
more
was
of a, like a
weird.
Rollins heel.
Yeah, like his
Mhm.
first, yeah, yeah, kind of like that. So I kind of feel like they weren't taking it as serious. So I was like, maybe they're sending Perry to New Japan to build up his image,
Mhm.
so that way when he comes back to AEW, he's seen as a more serious heel. Um, and I personally think that it's not going to be like, oh, let's have him have one match then come back, or
No,
one
he's gonna
year
be
then
there for a
come back.
minute. I think.
He's going to be there for a while. I think I would say at most 3 years, 2 to 3 years, that long. So
Word
that
like
way,
that.
build
Okay,
it up,
I
have
gave
him
him
win a
like a
couple of
year,
champions.
but that makes sense.
I would say a year, I guess, but I think 2 to 3 years probably a good time to do it. That way,
Yeah,
he said like he faced this guy, he faced that guy, he won this title, that title,
that
and then
is
he comes
true.
back.
Yeah,
He's seen as like I said, more of a threat to AEW instead of like that runaway heel that was like, I don't really care that much about Jack Perry. But
yeah,
I think that would be a great treatment for him and to give him a test of his in ring ability. And he comes back and, like I said, just treated more serious and as a bigger star than he was before. Um,
definitely.
and then that's how where you because again, like the partnership between New Japan and AEW, to where it's like, why have him tear up the contract of the New Japan show? Like we know you're working together. It's like,
Yeah,
why not? Maybe we see him at a
because they're not
Forbidden
like
Door.
working like contractually. It's more of like I guess a handshake agreement. So it's
Yeah,
like I'm done over there. I guess it was like kind of like I don't even know how to call it. Like just a power move by him to
Yeah.
do
It
that.
it
I don't
it
know.
wouldn't make sense either to have him rip up the contract and have him return next year. You know,
Yeah,
if he ripped it up, that means he's probably done for a while.
yeah,
That's why I say that long too, to be like, if he ripped it up, he probably doesn't want anything to do with him for a while. Have him be gone, come back, and now I'm ready to be back in the company to be like, okay, I'm ready to go. And
yeah,
because it's weird, like you can't just be a pillar and then leave. You know, I just think like that's a great statement to put him back and like, oh shit, he's here in New Japan.
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's much cooler to see him there. I think he'll do great in New Japan. I think he'll succeed there. Um, can't wait to see what he can do.
No, definitely. He's great in the ring, and in New Japan he can only get better. You know what I mean? He'll
Yeah,
definitely work on his promos over there. I think it's gonna be a good move for him.
of course, of course.
And I like the scapegoat thing. I think they're gonna
Scapegoat, yes,
go. I think they're gonna go with that for a while. I think when he comes back, that's gonna be
his thing.
his thing. He's gonna be like,
Yeah,
I did take my born leave, but I
yeah,
came back better. Like
exactly. He's probably gonna
I
get
went,
that like
yeah,
he's probably gonna get that like Jay White. No, I don't want to have like that high expectations, but maybe he will. Maybe
you
he'll have
never
that Jay
know,
White Will
man.
Ospreay
Yeah,
treatment.
who knows how
When he
he's
comes,
gonna be in New Japan? They
exactly, he
they
could be
could
a
put the
star.
title on him. Who knows?
Exactly,
Or
exactly.
even if he doesn't get the title on him, be in that picture.
Yeah,
Never know, man.
and he grew out his beard. He looks different.
He looks serious.
Yeah,
He looks like a
yeah. Maybe
serious.
you should trim it a little bit, but like it looks.
Yeah,
the,
but that's the whole thing. He was probably like he was hiding. You know what I mean? That's the whole
yeah,
thing. Like so, it
I
makes
guess so.
sense, and he
The
doesn't
scapegoat. He's
care. So
escaped.
yeah, and he doesn't give a fuck anymore. So it's like
Yeah,
it kind of fits him. But
yeah,
I can't wait to see what they do with him.
yeah. That is true. That is true. So I'm excited for. That's the only thing I really saw from Battle of the Valley that I
Yeah,
know of.
I saw Jacob Fatu highlights. I
Yeah,
saw highlights of Osprey and Okada, which I have to actually go watch that match because whoa,
yeah.
wow.
That's insane.
Just off the highlights, I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
might have to
I
sit
gotta go
down and take
watch
a
that
look
now.
at this. Hell yeah, what?
Yeah, that's insane.
But then we also had Hard to Kill.
That was insane.
That
That was pretty cool.
first of all, last week debuting all the belts. Can I
Yeah.
just say those belts are so beautiful.
What an upgrade.
Every single one of them. I've always been a fan of the TNA belts and
Yeah.
the Impact belts. There was a time that the belts kind of took a downfall. I guess like at the beginning when they first became Impact. I think that's when they had
Yeah.
like Impact on the belt. I was like, then they like kind of changed it up, and even the last belts they have were nice belts. So they've never really had like terrible belts, but these new ones are amazing. Shout
Better
out to
than what they
whoever
had.
made
Yeah.
them. Yeah, they killed that. They killed that, and they
They
look
did. Yeah.
good. And seeing them on the pay per view, seeing that TNA logo brought back so many memories that I'm so happy that they're back. And I hope
Yeah.
I can't. I really hope they succeed.
I do.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
They
so
do.
excited for them, especially with people that showed up.
Yeah.
Uh, the big one, Nick Nemeth showing up. I think that's huge. We've
That was
talked
a big
about
one.
this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you
Yeah.
that's the place to go. I think he could have the same effect Christian Cage had in '05 for TNA. I think he
Yeah.
could do for TNA right now.
Maybe. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I
Definitely
think
be a world champion there.
yeah, you needed a guy like that in the locker room. Not trying to shit on anybody in the locker room, but you needed he he's a vet. You know what I mean? Like all these guys too from WWE, yeah, they bring knowledge and stuff, but he was with the company in and out for how many years? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like this guy's a vet. He knows, and he's always putting on good matches. They just never really capitalized on him. So
Yeah.
it's not his fault. You know what I mean? So it's like this is a guy that you could bring in. He could help the younger guys, but also um, build the guys that are already built there and make them even more superstar. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
when he attacked Moose, it was like, whoa, this is gonna be exciting. Like
Yeah.
who
Great
would have
feud there.
thought Nemeth and Moose? You know what I mean? Like that's
Exactly. Yeah.
random as
Yeah.
hell, but I'm
Yeah.
with it. And then like whole scene of him jumping into the crowd, ripping
Taking
off
off the
his
shirt.
shirt, the
Yeah.
TNA,
Yeah.
and going crazy. I was like, this is fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And then when nothing could get better, just the impromptu TNA logo on the screen, just like the. I used to
Yeah.
love how the pay per views back in the days, it would be like, oh my god, the blade's going crazy. TNA Impact, like just
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
logo would just
Just go.
show up,
Yeah.
like not gradually. That shit would just go TNA
I. I.
wrestling.
I, I was watching the show, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been a while since I saw a TNA pay per view. The last one I saw was like early last year. I think it was Hard to Kill last year, or one of the
Okay.
early pay per views, or Sacrifice.
Yeah.
But I saw that and I was like, compared to this one, this one felt like a
Different.
TNA show. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It wasn't
Like,
Impact no more.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
felt like it reminded me of before Impact, the TNA,
Hmm.
like a while ago, and I was like, this is it. Like this is TNA now. We're back
Yeah.
at TNA. So it was cool to see that. Um, I was glad it was great matches. I hope
Yeah.
they
Great pay per view.
great pay per view. Jordan Grace won the Knockouts Championship again.
Yup.
Do we possibly see Trinity go back to WWE now? I know there's a
Oh,
report that she is.
most likely.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why? Do not.
Ah, I don't know. I it's right now with the women. It's like you could bring in as many people as you want. It's like not really gonna change anything in WWE. Like you have your qualifiers, your champions, and that's it. Like
I think it's cool because like she was able to go to TNA, reinvent herself to be able
yeah,
to have WWE want her back. That's what I'm
definitely.
happy about.
Yeah,
She
but
proved
like
herself.
I think you got for her to come in, you gotta do something. You gotta let her, if she's coming out in the Rumble. I don't. You gotta let her win it. I'm sorry to say it. I don't know who everybody has as their favorites. I think if she comes back, she has to win the Rumble. I think that's a. If you're bringing her in right with all this hype, she was TNA Impact Wrestling Champion,
Yeah.
and you gotta bring her in with this all this hype. Can't let her just fucking slide into the ring, wrestle a couple minutes, and get eliminated.
Yeah.
If anything, you gotta let her be the final two, and let her get eliminated
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
that. You either gotta let her win or let her be in the at least the final three.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
If
sense.
not, the return it means nothing. It
She's
just
got to be
means you're
30.
not. You're gonna do the same thing you did last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Because
is true.
that's what's gonna tell us what they're gonna do with her. And if the final two is her and Jade, I'm fine with that. I'm dope with that. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But she has to be
Yeah.
in the final three at least if she comes out.
Yeah, that is true. I think she's gonna be number 30.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll give her that
makes
30
sense.
spot.
That makes sense.
Because I
I'm
remember
down with that.
last year people were saying that she was going to return last year and she was going to be number 30, but she wasn't. It was Nia
Yeah,
Jax. And then I think this year they'll fix their mistake and make her 30 to be like, okay,
yeah,
it's her. Because once you get out there, right? People are saying AJ Lee's going to return. If you have her return beforehand, it'd be like, oh shit, who's going to be number 30 then? If it's not AJ Lee,
yeah,
you can have Naomi come back and be like, it's me. You know what I mean?
yeah. Facts.
That'd be such a big that shows that between AJ Lee and Naomi, they care more about Naomi than AJ Lee. And yeah, although AJ Lee would be a great, I'm not saying anything bad about AJ Lee.
No,
She'll be
yeah,
an awesome return.
but
It
she
was
ain't got
just
no.
that
She's
shows
not
a lot.
going. If she returns, it's one night. She's not wrestling.
Yeah,
I think she's past
maybe
that.
she'll definitely have like a decent run. It's not going to be like a 5 minute thing for her either. She's probably going
No,
to
yeah,
outlast
yeah. But
a
like,
lot of
I think
people.
I don't think like I don't want anybody to get their hopes up and think she's coming back. I think
Yeah,
if she does return, it's gonna be for that night, and I think it'll be awesome. But don't turn on Raw the next day and be like, "Where's AJ Lee? What the fuck?"
yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
We haven't heard shit about their contract yet, so we don't know.
Yeah, but also it's
I know
like
she's
I
yeah,
just feel like she's just over it. Like she did her run, and
yeah,
I think if she doesn't come back, that might be the best thing. I think that might be the best thing because she ended on top. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
she had a great run. Why
She
taint it?
did
Why come back and taint
exactly.
it?
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of like Punk. People are hyped that he's back, but to me, he's on a pedestal right now.
yeah.
If if your match with Rollins is ass, my guy,
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
careful because you had this long ass run in WWE. The fans loved you. You left. You left while you were one of the top guys. Everybody was like, fuck, we want Punk back. We finally got him back. He's a little older. Don't you gotta remember that. You saw him in AEW. Was he the most
Yeah.
flawless wrestler? No. We gotta remember that. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, I feel like you don't want to taint people's reputation. So I think
But the
like
thing is,
hers
AJ
that
Lee is much younger though.
yeah,
She's
but
like in
that's
her
what I'm saying.
in her
Like her
30s.
run was perfect though. So it was
Yeah.
like, why come back and fuck it up? Kind of like the Trish run that just happened. Who gave a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, who
Yeah.
gave a fuck about that run? They tried to make us care, and we didn't give a fuck. And now when you think about Trish, it's like, yeah, she's still trying to kick it. Like, even when I think about Lita, the first thing I think about Lita is that WrestleMania match. She was moving in slow motion. I don't think
Yeah.
of the 2002 matches. She was doing backflips and shit. I think about WrestleMania where she was fucking moving the way I would move in a ring. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
why I'm like,
Yeah.
if it's a Royal Rumble, again, you can hide the fact that she hasn't been training, hasn't, you know what I mean? That she's not up to
Yeah.
the level as everybody else. But don't do more than that. Let her
Yeah.
chill,
Like,
unless she wants to. If she wants to, good for her. But don't like pressure like Punk is here, so we could do Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch
yeah.
versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. Don't fucking.
Yeah.
We don't need that. We had that 2 years ago with fucking who were they fighting all the time for like months.
Corbin and Lacey Evans.
Even
The two
worse.
people you don't want to see on
Even
TV.
worse.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
worse.
Oh my god. And they were both champions. And they were that's another thing. Cause I hated that. That period pissed me off. Because
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they're both champions. They're both holding these belts hostage. Cause every fucking pay-per-view we're getting mixed tag matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
That
was
was
like,
dumb.
what are we doing? So I get it. I think that's the goal of WWE to try and convince them, yo, let's do this. And it's like, we don't need that.
Yeah, we don't
We
need it.
don't need
Yeah.
that.
We already
You
saw
know,
that 2 years ago. You're
exactly.
fine.
We're good. I know the fucking Twitter would fucking jack off to that shit crazy. They would love that shit. But it's like we don't need it.
Need it, yeah.
We don't need it. Let her just chill. Let her do a Royal Rumble appearance. Maybe she does multiple. Maybe she does it next year. Skips a year, does a year after. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cool surprise. It's a cool surprise. Trish was a cool surprise. When she hung around, not so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, it was cool for the night, homie. So that's
Yeah.
why I think AJ should just, if you're going to come back to a Royal Rumble appearance, maybe a match. Don't try and do a whole run. It's a different era. She
Maybe she's like a
because of the
TV,
era she was in.
maybe she's just a personality. Maybe she doesn't even wrestle. She's just on screen.
I'll be down
and
with
does
that.
like
I'll be down
yeah,
with that if you put her on TV, let her do shit. Maybe
like a
make
general
her a
manager of some
manager or
sort.
some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. But I just feel in the ring, just leave her out of it, man. Unless
Yeah.
she's like really wanting to. And how long has it been since she's been in WWE? 10
Almost
years?
10 years. Almost 10 years,
The
yeah.
last match was
Mania
30,
of,
oh no, 2015.
yeah, 2015,
Right?
yeah.
Because
So 9
it
years.
was 31.
It was
Her last
Paige
match,
and
right?
her versus Bellas, yeah.
Yeah.
That was her last match.
So 9 years. We're cool. Like,
Yeah.
you had your run. It was dope. You make an appearance at the Rumble. Fucking awesome. You stay on board to do other shit. Or even a producer for the women would be sick.
Yeah.
Like,
She has experience in that. She does women of
yeah.
wrestling.
Like, I'm all for her being back in the company, helping out. I don't want her to taint what her run did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like as you get older, like the Sting stuff, we talk about Undertaker all the time. That after a while, I was just like, damn, like, okay,
Yeah.
it's time. It's time. I know a lot of people were calling for Taker to retire for a while. I didn't see it. I called for it when they were doing bullshit with him. I wasn't even mad about his in-ring stuff. When they did the DX shit versus Brothers of Destruction, that's why I said Taker, it's time to go home.
Yeah,
It's time.
it's done. We don't need to see him
It's
anymore. We're
time.
good.
You're fucking fighting Triple H and Nick Gage. Like, it's time to go home.
Nick Cage.
It's time.
Yeah,
Like, because
yeah.
even with
Wrap it
the
up.
Goldberg stuff, it was like you got two 50-year-old men in a ring in 115-degree weather. What do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Put me in a 115-degree ring with you. You think I'm gonna pick you up? I would be fucking exhausted, Hovey. It's hot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's fucking hot.
yeah.
But
That is true.
I just don't want it to taint her run because it was
It's understandable.
perfect,
Yeah,
and she was like the start of something new. And I
yeah,
think keep it like that. She was very special because of that. Now if you bring him back and fuck it up, it kind of fucks with the legacy, in my opinion. Some people might
yeah,
not feel that way, but I feel like it might fuck up the legacy.
yeah. That's true. I understand that.
Yeah, but
I
it
get it.
would be awesome to see her in the Rumble. I think that would be sick. The pop she would get would be ridiculous once that music hits.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but
That's gonna be dope, man.
yeah, it is. It is.
But
What else
Trinity,
happened
I
on?
think she should be 30. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, it makes sense for her to be 30,
Yeah,
and yeah. Um, Ash by Elegance, Dana Brooke also debuted on TNA.
yeah,
Yeah, that size says a lot, and I
yeah.
know about that.
I didn't even know she was fucking released. That's how
You didn't know that? You didn't know?
no.
Yeah.
My brother was like, "Why is
Yeah.
everybody?" Because even my brother was like, because we were on Twitter and people were like, "Oh, it's Dana Brooke. It's Dana Brooke." He was like, "Everybody say it's Dana Brooke. Is she
Yeah.
released?" I was like, "I couldn't tell you, homie. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I could
Look,
not tell you. But it's dope.
it's
Maybe she'll
cool.
make an impact. Maybe she'll make an impact, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it
Yeah.
goes, man.
I, I
Ash
I
by
think
Elegance
she
is a
will.
crazy name, but okay.
Oh yeah, I mean
Wait, what were you saying?
it's because like I think she will make an impact. The thing is though, like I'm no Dana Brooke hater. I'm not one of those people that like were mad of her for like just doing her stuff on TV because like I know people on social media were all like, "Oh, she's not good," blah blah blah. I get
I
it.
hate people.
It's like because the thing was is like for me when she first started like what 8 7 years ago
Yeah,
NXT, she was doing some heel stuff with Emma. She got called up into stuff with Charlotte. That was her best work. Um, I feel like with WWE, her recent run right before she got released, I feel like she did get opportunities. People were like, "Oh, she didn't get any opportunities. That she shouldn't get more time." Blah blah blah. She did. She did get opportunities.
yeah,
It
and
was
she
just
was
that
doing
like
good. I think
she was, but
they
then
just
the thing was is like when she got the opportunities, I feel like she didn't knock it out the park. That's
okay.
why she didn't get more. Because again, I always felt like as a babyface Dana Brooke, she went out there and it was just straight bland. I couldn't get behind her. Kind of like how you felt with Swerve when he first got to AEW. You
Yeah,
couldn't get behind him. I never got behind Dana Brooke because I
gotcha.
couldn't the way they were treating her. And I was
That
like,
makes sense.
this is not it.
Yeah,
And and I just feel like now she can change that. I feel like TNA, and I've said this a while back, TNA is known for changing people and getting people to be over, even if it's
mm-hmm.
the last person you're expecting. Um, if they could have Steve Macklin become world champion, you're gonna have Dana
Yeah,
Brooke become knockout champion. So
mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she'll do great. I feel like she might have that Trinity run to where she's there for like a year or two, then come back.
Yeah,
Um, as a as a bigger star. Um, Ash by Elegance, crazy name. I don't know, not crazy, but like, what kind of name is that? I don't get it. But I gotta see what the character is going with. She seems like she
yeah.
has a different character to her, so I gotta see where that goes first before I continue to judge. Um, but I'm excited for it.
So that was the big thing that I took away. Also, the last thing you said,
The character change?
character,
Yeah,
character.
she's got a
WWE,
character
she
now.
wasn't a character,
She
and
was
that's
because
why she was so bland. They
that's why I
never,
said
yeah, I get it. They never gave her. They gave her time in the ring, but you didn't
yeah,
give a fuck because they didn't give her time to like actually show personality and shit.
yeah.
It was like
Her
they would do
baby
a
face.
quick before she walked out. Oh, Dana Brooke, you're fighting so and so today. Like she didn't
Yeah,
have enough time to build something. So I think with this Ash by Elegance, you already see she has a character to her.
A different persona, like a
Now,
different presence.
yeah.
Yeah,
So now it's like, let's see what happens. It looks like she's doing kind of kind of on the same road as Tony Storm, kind of like the elegance thing, even though
I guess
Tony's
so.
more like in the 50s and shit, and like
Yeah,
that old mindset. I think she's gonna be from New Money, and that's gonna be her whole character, like Ash by elegance. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna
yeah,
be dope to actually see them give her a chance to be a character. I think that's gonna be
and
awesome. And I
like
can
I
see,
said
like
when
you said, I can see
yeah,
her having a Trinity run.
and because like I said when she was in WWE and she was given that babyface run, that wasn't working with her because I don't fully put the blame on her on that. You know, like she tried.
Yeah,
Like I said, yeah, even though I believe whenever she was given the time, she could knock out the park, but that wasn't her fault. That was WWE's fault for giving her a bad character.
yeah.
You know, they could have gone a different direction with her, make her a heel. I know people loved her and wanted to get behind her, but it was just I couldn't do it. It just
Nah, I
wasn't
get
working.
that. Like we
Um,
talked about Swerve. I was the same way.
yeah, for a
I
while, so
was
you
like,
couldn't get behind.
it was like, yo, you brought him in, not really. He's doing the same thing he was doing in WWE, which was not working, and then you put
Yeah,
him with another WWE guy just because they came in at the same time and made them a tag team. It was like they didn't even
yeah,
compliment each other. It was just weird. And it was like, this isn't. What the fuck are we doing? And then he finally
yeah,
found himself. Started cutting more promos, putting with Prince Nana, the music, the entrance, Nana getting his stuff over, but
yeah,
also making. Because even though what's crazy, I know this is off topic, but what's crazy about Swerve, right?
yeah,
Everyone, like, we love Prince Nana, right? And we know we can't take Prince Nana seriously because
yeah,
he's funny
yeah,
as fuck. But
yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't take away from Swerve, which I don't know how that worked out. But usually, like if you have a group and someone's goofy in that group, the whole group gets looked at like y'all not serious. You know what I mean?
but for
That's
this,
kind
yeah,
of how
this,
we looked
yeah,
at Hit Row. That was like Swerve was the serious one. Everyone else was goofy as fuck. It was like we can't take
exactly,
anybody in this group seriously.
yeah,
So it was like it's crazy how it like even though he's goofy and shit, we take that whole stable seriously. I don't know how
yeah,
Prince Nana does it, but also I guess it's also the wrestlers being fucking monsters in the ring and also great
yeah,
on promos to let you know we're serious. And like
yeah,
I know there was a time that he would just put his hand out to like stop Nana from dancing. So that was
yeah,
also a
yeah, yeah,
cool
yeah,
moment. Like that also
yeah,
tied into it. And then he finally just let Nana do his thing. But he was like, I'll still fuck you up in the ring though. He just dances. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
but it's crazy how they did that.
I just hope that Ash by Elegance is different from Tony Storm because now that I think about it, it's like it is kind of similar.
No, yeah, but it's
She
similar,
has
but it's not
someone,
the same.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like she's like more modern, but we don't know yet because she just got there, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't know. But like now that I think about it, she does have like a Luther type person with her. Whoever that guy was, that was with her that
Yeah.
night.
Well, the butler,
Um, the
if
butler,
you
yeah,
rich, you got the butler always.
exactly,
So it
exactly.
makes sense. It makes sense, but like we said, we'll see. Hopefully,
You'll see, yeah.
it's even though it's similar. Hopefully, it's different enough. You know what I mean?
Hopefully,
Because
she
there's a
doesn't have an
lot.
accent. You know, she
Yeah,
doesn't have an accent. I know
yeah.
she
But
doesn't
that's what
talk
I'm.
in an accent, but like she
Yeah,
doesn't
but
put
that's
one
what I'm
on.
saying. I think she'll be from New Money,
Yeah,
like more.
snobby
Yeah,
rich
not
girl.
yeah,
Yeah,
not like back in the day that it was just how
like what
Tony was
Tiffany
doing it.
Stratton was supposed to be like. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Yeah,
That's the
not like
perfect.
I'm
I
not.
didn't even think of that. That's a
Yeah,
perfect analogy.
not
Yeah,
not trying to shit on Tiffany Stratton, but like what they were supposed to go with because she
yeah.
has like dad's money, all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. Now she's like that spoiled girl. That's what she
Exactly.
probably.
I
Yeah,
think that's the road she's gonna go on, and that's what's gonna make her different from Tony.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you
like
put it
Tony was like
perfectly.
different from Tony, different from Tiffany. It's like
Exactly.
same thing but different.
You're still on the same road, but y'all all
Different
going
paths. Yeah.
different paths. Yeah.
The same road leads to different. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that
It's
picture,
kind
it's
of
like
like it's
the
kind of like
highway.
how
It's like
they yeah, it's kind of like how
yeah,
they say um Miz and MJ are similar. They're similar. They're on the
but
same
different.
road, but they're different.
Yeah,
If they wanted to, they could be more similar because
yeah.
just the
There's
way
arguments for
that they
both.
Yeah, definitely. But they're different enough that both of
Yeah,
them work. Because there's times that you see somebody and like, this is the same gimmick as this person. It's not
yeah,
different enough that I could appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
when oh my god, I forgot the dude's name from SmackDown in '04. But there was this dude, Mordecai. Mordecai, I think his
Mordecai,
name
yeah,
was.
Mordecai, yeah.
All white. It was basically the Undertaker. Just
Different,
instead of
yeah,
wearing all black, it was all white. And I was like, this isn't different enough. Like this is the
yeah.
same character. He even has a cross.
Exactly, yeah,
Same,
yeah,
like this
yeah.
is the
He's
same
just all
character, and
white.
that's
He's
why
all
it
white.
didn't. Yeah, and that's why it didn't work. You have
That's
to
in the
be
same
at
company,
least
though.
different
Yeah,
enough. That's why
yeah,
Kane worked, because even Kane and Undertaker. That's maybe like the first example. They're on the same road, but they're
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
different. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
one of those things that is like you gotta be different enough for people to care about it. And I
It can't
think
just be like another copy and paste of somebody
yeah, and
else.
I think TNA could do it. I think,
Yeah,
and I trust Dana Brooke. I think now that somebody's actually giving her a
a
shot to
chance.
be,
Yeah,
yeah, to be in these big stories. Because think about it, was she ever in a big story in WWE?
not
She
really,
was always like in
not
the,
really.
she was there was always like the title scene and then the women's story that happens under that, and she was always in
Yeah,
that. She was never in that picture.
like
Even
for
when they gave
me,
her shots, you knew it wasn't real. You know what I mean? It wasn't like,
yeah,
oh, Dana Brooks gonna win. It was like it's just to get another match in.
like,
Sadly to
and
say,
I know that like she was saying that she can. I know I don't know if it was recent, but she was kept on saying that she can hang with the best. She definitely can. She definitely. You could put her against anybody. She could definitely
yeah,
hang with the best. But it was just the opportunity wasn't there when it came to how she presented herself.
exactly.
Again, not 100% her fault. It wasn't always her fault. Um, Now she has a bigger stage to do that. In a company where, like I said last episode, where they lost two of their biggest stars, their women's wrestlers, in Trinity and Deanna Purrazzo.
Yeah,
Now they can use her better to give her more time on
yeah,
television every week. Um, she was there for the Knockouts Championship match, so that says a lot right there. Give her the time to maybe have a feud with Jordan Grace at some point,
yeah.
or somebody right
That
away.
that's definitely gonna be it, man. Because especially that they both have like the same body type. Not
Yeah,
Dana Brooke, not as fucking brolic as, but they're both
yeah,
like brolic as shit. So it
stronger.
kind of
Yeah,
make they kind of like match up, and I think it's gonna
yeah,
be cool to see what she does. I'm excited about that. And they did lose Trinity and Deanna. I kind of feel like Deanna was
more of a loss for me.
more
I
of a
thought it
loss,
was
but I think it was more mutual with Deanna. I think it was like,
okay.
yo, we've had you. You've killed it. Like, you've kept this women's division alive during the Impact years, like the
Yeah,
late Impact years. If you want to move on, you're good. We would love to resign you, but if you're ready
yeah,
to move on, you can move on. We'll try and make new stars. You know what I mean? I think
okay,
that's Dana Brooke coming in. That's a big, even though people are not gonna say that, that's a big move for TNA. That's a big move
yeah,
because they're actually treating a woman signee big. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Trinity was big, but like she came out, boom, she had matches. For her
yeah,
to have like, oh, the car's coming. Who is that? Her walking, but you don't know who it is. That's big. That means that
yeah.
they care about this women's division, and that's how they're gonna start treating them.
Exactly. Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
excited about that. And it was a loss, but I think they looked at it like, Deanna, we know you're ready to move on, because the rumors were she was going to WWE.
yeah.
Like it was
That was
between
yeah.
WWE and AEW. So I think they knew she wanted to move on. Also, she did what she could do there.
Exactly.
It's
What
kind,
else was there to prove?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Jade situation. Because Jade, it was like she went on undefeated streak, lost. What else is there for her to do?
yeah.
Go for the women's title? Why?
And then go
You
on
know what I
another
mean? Like,
50-win
yeah.
streak.
Yeah, so like it made sense. You're ready to move on. I have a. That's why AEW, they knew she, like people are like, oh, she jumped shit. They knew she was going.
Yeah,
That's why they gave her that last match. That's why
yeah.
they put her against Statlander for the main event. Had her
A
lose, and then
rampage.
yeah, and then they did the standing ovation for her, and they gave her that moment. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I think that like as much as people want shit on AEW, I think that was a class act because Tony could really said, yo, you come in, you're gonna lose in 2 minutes. You get
Yeah, yeah,
squashed by Statlander. Because that's some petty shit I would do.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
leaving,
yeah, yeah.
you're getting fucking
Bet,
squashed.
yeah.
But like, he gave her a moment because he knows like you did all you could do here,
Exactly. What else do we need to prove?
and
Yeah, you did everything you could.
that's gonna be the thing with the future when people leave. And I think Tony knows that. Like as much as Tony wants to say that he's competing with AEW, he's just he knows the fans are gonna react, and y'all react the
Yeah,
way he wants. So he's gonna keep doing it. Deep down in his mind, he knows he can't go against the machine. He could try
yeah,
his best, but you've seen it in the past. So you got to be okay with being an alternative. And
exactly.
now you have another alternative. And if you were
TNA, yeah,
smart, you guys would work together and not try to bring each other down.
exactly.
You'd be like,
You
yo,
have a working relationship with New Japan, might as well do a working relationship with the TNA. You got it.
exactly.
But now that's even a thing. That's also a thing that happened at TNA Hard to Kill, the
Yeah,
partnership with AAA.
yeah,
So
you saw that. So I was gonna get into
yeah,
that. Did you see who also posted about that?
who?
Marty Scroll. He's in AAA, and the post that he made was the picture of the TNA logo and the AAA logo. How do you feel about that? Because I know you're not the biggest fan of his.
I mean, like I've seen his stuff. I mean, I'm not like blinded by his stuff from like what he did in the past.
Yeah.
I've seen his work. I think it's cool. He has a great character, great gimmick. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if like he'll get that same. Maybe he will. But I don't know how like everyone else will take it. It will be like he'll show up in TNA, cool. But will it follow up as how TNA would expect it to be? You know what I mean?
So
If we
I
bring him
think,
in
yeah.
and well, the fans react in a good way. We don't know. That's the risk. You got to take with that guy.
So I think the fans are gonna react in a good way. I think this is the new era. I think he did. I'll be real honest with you. I don't know the whole story. I don't know the whole story. What happened? I know when that era of the Me Too shit was going on, there was a lot
Yeah,
of shit to keep up with. So I don't want to say something that's mixed up with somebody else's story.
yeah,
Um, don't know whatever happened to it. What was the conclusion?
yeah,
But
yeah,
never was convicted. Never. So can't really be mad at TNA for wanting to get a good wrestler. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And also
I
getting a
mean,
good promo guy. Like this guy, it's fucked up because of like the situation that happened. Like who knows? Did it happen? Did it not? We're not. That's not what we're debating. It's debating. It fucked up because he was such a good wrestler. He was on such a good stride. Like Ring of Honor looked at this dude and said, "Yo, you're such a big star. We gotta keep you. Like we know all your friends are leaving, but how can we
yeah.
keep you? You want a producer job?
I
We'll give you a producer. You want to be Booker? We'll make you Booker. That's
yeah,
how. And people don't think about that. Like they're just like, oh, Mari didn't go AEW because he didn't. Ring of Honor made him Booker to keep him. That should
yeah.
tell you something. You know what I mean?
But
So like,
also, there's got to be you got to look at it in a way of like a reason why AEW hasn't signed him yet. Like, why haven't they signed him yet? There's a reason that they don't know that. You know what I mean? It's like if they haven't signed him, yeah, big chance to
because
sign him to your
I think
company. But
Marty wasn't really part of the elite. Marty was more of a Bullet Club guy, and he would run
okay,
with
yeah,
them. But like, if you saw like the vlogs and stuff, he would be in there, but like for
yeah,
a skit. It was more the
yeah,
Bucks, Cody, and Hangman in it.
and Omega,
For 25 of the minutes, they would be in it for 20 of it. You know what I mean? Like he was there,
yeah,
he and there. So I don't know how really close they were.
yeah,
So who knows if they even advocated for him? They probably say, "Oh, you guys say a Ring of Honor, cool," and then the whole thing happened. They were probably like, let's not touch this guy." But
yeah,
I'll tell you one thing: if he ends up coming to TNA for a couple like matches and stuff, and he kills it,
yeah,
I'll tell you right now, when that contract ends, people are gonna
yeah.
be asking for him. I think.
I personally think that they should go after Hammerstone. That's a guy
Yeah,
because I was watching the match with Alexander. I'm like, Hammerstone fits there.
he's nice. Yeah,
Like
he's dope.
he's got like I think that's the best place for him to go to.
Hmm.
They need more stars. He's the star to do that.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a great way to add more challenges to the world title and someone different instead of having the same guys be in that
most
division.
definitely. Yeah.
They have Vikingo there. Had a great X Division Championship match. I think that was that and the
Yeah.
tag match were the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like he'll be a great addition. Although they're partnering. I don't know what his free agent contract is. I don't know what
I
his
think he's a
contract is
free
like.
agent right now. I think
He
he's not
is.
signed anywhere. I believe so.
Yeah, I thought he's still the AAA Mega Champion, so I
Oh no,
think
yeah,
he's
but
still.
the AAA, you see?
Yeah, the partnership. It's like
Yeah.
maybe he could sign with TNA full time and still
Yeah.
be the champion because of the partnership.
Exactly.
But I think they should put pen to paper for Vikingo if he's a free agent. Sign Hammerstone.
So
He
I
could
think
still do stuff with AAA because of that. He could still go to
yeah.
Mexico whenever he wants, but mainly do stuff with TNA for the most part. But Alex Hammerstone, God, they need to sign him ASAP.
So
Um,
quickly, is Vikingo all elite or no? I
I
feel
don't
like they
know.
signed him, didn't they, or no?
I don't know. I don't because they use him a lot there too. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want him to.
And they've been
I
like and they've been building up the tag team in Ring of Honor for him.
yeah yeah.
But
And he's been
that's
there.
another thing that I'm fine with him being on both promotions. I think that's cool. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
actually
yeah
dope. It shows that yo, yeah, he's part of AAA. Of course, he's gonna be on TNA, but he's signed to AEW, so of course he's gonna be on AEW. Think that's a
I mean
unique thing that it's like, we're like sharing guys, but not really.
yeah
You know what I mean? It's one of those things because AEW
because
also has that partnership with AAA. So it's
yeah
like
he can go
it's
anywhere he
kind of like
wants.
we fuck with each other, but like we're not gonna do nothing together. But you might see some guys over there, you might see some guys over here because of
I just
partnerships.
think that in my opinion, I just personally feel like TNA would be the best fit for Vikingo.
Oh, 1000
The X
percent.
Division Championship will be the revolve it around him. That'll be insane. He could
Yeah.
definitely win the TNA World Championship. That would be a great addition.
Oh,
I don't know. I think those are two big guys. They've been letting go of a lot of people in free agency. I
yeah.
think those two guys are their best to sign. Um, to add more star power to their brand.
Yeah,
So if
definitely.
anything, they got to sign them too.
Yeah,
They got to sign
most
them too.
definitely. I think that'd be cool. Damn, I'm excited for TNA. I'm excited for
Yeah,
this run that they're gonna go on. I can't wait to see what they do,
I know
especially with
they.
all of this buzz
Yeah,
and the shows that they put on were great.
yeah.
I didn't get to see yesterday's Snake Eyes. It
I
was a
don't think it was.
pre-recorded show.
I don't think it was a live viewing that you were able to see. I think it's their
Oh, just like a house show. I thought it was like a
tapings.
pre-record. Okay, so it was a
That's what
pre-record.
because they
Okay,
usually
dope.
do that. They usually do that. They usually do like a pay per view one day, the next day in the same area. They do tapings for TV.
Got you. So
So
I thought it was two shows back to back because Osprey was on it. So that's why I was
yeah,
like,
because
oh, they
like
did that for a taping, but makes sense.
yeah, because like they I don't know why they do that. It's confusing because they have it as like a name like Snake Eyes. Like that's the
Yeah,
name of the taping. But why would name a taping if it's just a taping? But
yeah.
that's what I read. It was tapings for the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
They do
okay.
that between pay per views.
Nah,
But they
yeah,
just do it, I guess, to attract more of a crowd
yeah.
for the tapings instead of doing like very little people.
And
Um,
it's a smart move for them to do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
it's very
smart.
smart. It's very
You
smart.
already got the crowd there for the pay per view. Fuck it,
Yeah,
come back tomorrow. We got because I'm
exactly.
sure
Maybe,
when you bought tickets, there was an option to do 2 days,
yep.
and
And
that's
especially
a
like I
smart
said,
way to do it.
Okada, Osprey, dude, they just competed Battle of the Valley the night before.
Exactly.
You're gonna want to see them both. So,
So that's another question for you. Okada, where you
oh,
think
he's
he
also
ends
a
up?
free agent. Oh
Where
yeah.
you think he ends up? That's a good one. Rumble's
He's got
coming
to go
up.
back.
He just wrestled on New Japan. He did have that match on a Battle at the Valley. What do you think is gonna happen?
I personally would say TNA again because like I want
Yeah,
the same reasons for Hammerstone and the Vikingo. I know he said at the taping. I don't know if you saw the video. He said like he has no hate for TNA. He doesn't hate TNA at all. I think it was just why do I have a bubble next to my?
what the fuck was that?
I don't know. I just saw that too. What the fuck?
I just saw it
What?
came up as that.
How do I get
What
rid of
the
that?
fuck was that?
I don't know what's happening to my. That's
I
weird.
don't know how that
Um,
came out. That was so
I
random.
wasn't even looking. I saw it. Like, what the fuck is that? That's so
That was
weird.
so fucking random. Yo, that's funny. I've never seen that. That
I
shit
mean,
just I saw a bubble like forming, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Then you just saw the.
the thumbs up,
Thumbs
and I'm like,
up.
does it like what I'm saying? Is it like?
They agree with you. They agree with you. StreamYard said somebody's watching us, and they said, "Hold up, I gotta let them know
Yeah,
they talking
yeah.
in right now."
Uh, I'm definitely clipping that.
That's
But
fucking funny.
that's but Okada, same reason for like I said, the perfect signings. But I saw the clip that he did of the taping where it was like he said he didn't hate him. I guess it was just hate of the moment. Like, you know, people thought he hated TNA for so long, but I guess he grew up and got over it and was like,
Well,
you know, I can go back.
you gotta also remember that shit was 2011.
Yeah.
Those people aren't there no more. That was Dixie. They're not there no more. That whole new Impact TNA crew, nobody, I don't think anybody from the old days are there. Maybe a couple people, but they didn't have no say at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, can't really hate them. I get it. You hated the brand because of what they did to you, but the people there now don't got that hate for you. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
actually love you. They
They
brought him in.
respect you.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I'm sure they're
He agreed
trying
to
to
go
sign
back.
him.
You know, he wouldn't have said yes to going back if he still had hatred for them. But the thing is,
Exactly.
like, I wouldn't be mad if he signed with TNA, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he re-signed with New Japan. I mean, that's where that was his home for so long.
Yeah.
So
You don't think he goes to
maybe,
WWE?
I don't know.
You don't think I think so, but also I was wrong about Osprey because I think we talked about this. The last year that Osprey had kind of looked like a WWE tryout. With the promos he was cutting, with the slow paced matches, even the match with Jericho. If you watch that match at Wembley, that's a WWE match. The way that they're wrestling,
Yeah.
and I kind of felt like that was a tryout for WWE, and that's why I thought that's where he was heading.
Yeah.
So for him to
It's
sign with AEW
just,
was like, whoa, makes sense because he doesn't want to leave the UK like that. Um, he's still not sold on the US, and he's still young, so he can always go to WWE. But I feel like Okada, I feel like that's what they've been doing with him too. But reverse, I think WWE has been trying to pitch it to him. Um, I
yeah.
know because kind of feels messed up to say this, but like a couple months ago, think about it. Oscar was in a picture. EO was champ. Nakamura all of a
Yeah.
sudden didn't do shit for months. All of a sudden came out and was feuding with Cody. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I think it was more of, hey, Okada, look what we
Yeah.
doing with the Japanese guys. Vince ain't running it no more. Like, I'm running.
Exactly.
Like Triple H is like, I'm running it now. Look at what I could do
Yeah.
with you. But will he go? That's the question. I don't know. I know he's best friends with Nakamura or good friends with him, but
Yeah.
also he was the fucking man in New Japan.
Yeah.
He was the man in New
Maybe that,
Japan,
but that's
but
the thing
also
too. Like, what if Okada goes there and it changes everything for Nakamura too?
yeah,
Where like maybe they made a headline, not headline, a pay per view. Maybe that's like a main event type match
yeah,
where they have a mania match against each other. That's a big thing.
exactly. But
Um,
low key, I don't think he's gonna sign with WWE.
I
It
don't know. Me
I
too.
wouldn't
Like
be
not.
mad if he does, but if he did
Yeah.
it, it would make sense. Because I don't know if they're looking at it this way, but this is how I would look at it. I would be like, look at the roster; they're stacked right now.
Yeah.
Will the WWE fans appreciate me if I do make the signing, or will I just get lost in there?
Yeah.
TNA, that's different. TNA will appreciate it
Yeah.
more
They
than
will. They
WWE.
will.
Not saying that like WWE's gonna treat him like shit, but like TNA as a company, but also the fans will appreciate him more. Him going
Yeah.
to WWE fans like the ones that just watch WWE, those are the worst. The ones that just watch WWE because they're like so diehard that they're like anybody new that
Outside.
comes,
Yeah.
yeah, all of a sudden they become a big fan. But after a few months it dies down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, all right, cool. Like you did a little bit with Nakamura at the beginning, and then look at the next 5 years, and then now
Exactly.
because my contract is up, you finally doing something with him again. Cool, dope,
Yeah.
but like that shouldn't change his mind. But again, maybe there's a big payday. There's a lot of factors. But if I was like an international star, that's probably what I would look at it. But like, yo, would they even really appreciate me?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I
Osprey did the
just
same thing because it was like if you look at the roster, um, Osprey will get lost in there. Why?
Yeah.
Because all the moves that he was doing to get noticed in the early days of New Japan, everybody's adopted that style now. So
Yeah.
people aren't gonna appreciate him in WWE because they're gonna be like, "Oh, Seth Rollins could do that."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the fuck he cannot. Oh, Ricochet could do that. No, the fuck he cannot. I love Ricochet. I love Rollins. Osprey's on another fucking level. Not only
Yeah.
in the ring, his promos. I love Rollins. Rollins' heel promos are amazing. The promos we've been getting from Osprey, not
Another
getting
level.
touched by Rollins. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so it's different. I always feel like certain wrestlers look at it a different way. And I feel like that's a way Okada would look at it. Like, will they
Yeah.
appreciate me? But then again, it's like, but New Japan is my home. But it's another Jade situation. You've done everything.
Exactly.
You could
Exactly.
stay there
It's
and be the man. You could do the Tanahashi and just be the fucking guy for the rest of your life. But do you want a new challenge? Do you want to do that? It's
exactly.
all different ways to look at it for him.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you never know. He could show up at Rumble. But then again,
Yeah.
TNA could announce at their next pay per view, we signed Okada. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
Yeah. That is true. That is
or
true.
homie could just show up and fucking flame all of us and show up in AEW and be like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
so, and that's what's fun with this,
Wrestling
like these
now.
free
Yeah.
agencies. Yeah, because it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
fuck, where are they gonna go? Because now, I think wrestlers now don't look at the money.
They
I
look at the
think in
opportunity
this
first.
generation, yeah, I think right now
Yeah.
at this time in wrestling, I think they're looking at the opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
and Osprey, like Osprey's a good example because he's 30, right? He's looking at
Yeah.
it as, all right, cool. Like, the U.S. knows me, but they don't know me like that. If I sign with AEW, build up my name in the U.S.,
Yeah.
WWE has no shot of fucking me up because they can't sign me and put me in NXT UK.
Yeah.
NXT
Exactly. Yeah.
Europe,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
They have no choice
Yeah.
but to put me at the top. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
They
it's
have
one
the
of those
yeah.
situations, I think, for Osprey that's like, and again, we've seen it with guys recently. You don't gotta be 30 and young to get over in WWE.
Yeah.
Priest is 41 holding the money in the bank. And
Exactly.
you know what I mean? He just got called up a couple years ago. So it's like, you don't have to be that young anymore. So people, the first jump isn't, oh, WWE offered me a
Yeah. Yeah.
contract. Now it's like, they're interested. Now, if I go somewhere else and build up my name, don't burn any bridges, don't talk shit, they'll come
You're
calling
good.
with a bigger
Yeah.
offer and a better position next time.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think that's what Osprey is doing right now. And that's
Yeah. That
smart
is
as
true.
fuck.
He is smart.
Smart as fuck.
But Okada, I agree with you with Okada. It's like I don't think he's going. I mean, if he goes to WWE, cool.
Yeah.
But
Because you'll get dream matches. It's awesome.
yeah,
But like, I just think people won't appreciate him as much there.
I just
Because
think
he is
that
a
like
slow paced guy. He's not
yeah,
a Osprey. He's a slow
yeah,
paced guy, but that's his character and that's the kind of guy he is. Because give me Okada Roman. It's lit. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The story that they could tell with them two. But what other dream matches are there for Okada and WWE?
yeah. I just think that like I know WWE did this in the past. They did it with Jushin Liger. They did this with Bushi for a little bit. They had them on their show, but they weren't signed.
Yeah.
They should do that and take advantage of that now. Don't sign him. Have him have a match here and there,
Yeah.
but he's not on contract. He doesn't put ink to paper, pen to paper
Yeah.
to be
But I
like
think
he's full time with us.
it might be a little tough like that though, because you kind of like, you just like, WWE is tough because you gotta kind of like introduce them. You gotta introduce
Yeah,
them. Like AEW fans and TNA fans, they're marks. You know what I mean? So they fucking
yeah,
watch everything. Even though they complain about everything, they watch everything. So they already know
yeah,
Okada, right?
yeah,
My mom's friend's kid who watches wrestling is 9. That nigga don't know who Okada is. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah.
you gotta like introduce him, but also not let it be whack. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Exactly. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
kind of tough. At least with Coda, they did it with the tournament, right? The cruiserweight tournament.
Cruiserweight. Yeah,
Yeah,
cruiserweight.
because the rumor is like he was supposed to win it, and then he was like, "I'm not signing with WWE," and they said, okay, you can't win it then. And he was like, okay,
Yeah.
and then left.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. But like, you could try to do something with him, maybe on. But then again, it's like at the NXT capacity, he's like, you gotta throw him over there.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is.
kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of tough. But it is a good idea. They just have to do it the right way. Like
Yeah.
if they do a one night only at you do like a network special. You know what I mean? And then do
Yeah.
him and Rollins maybe, or him and you know what I mean. You could do a match, but like introduce him, be like, yo, Okada's one of the biggest stars internationally. Da 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 da. Team up with New Japan so you could get some footage, so you could create a video for him. You know what I mean? Like you gotta
Yeah.
do
That is
something
true.
like
Yeah.
that. But I don't know if WWE wants to do that, knowing he has other options. Because then it's like they're giving him free publicity, and then he's gonna sign with someone else. And it's like
Yeah.
fuck,
That is
like we
true.
did all that for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
and now the U.S. knows him, and now they're gonna go watch the other show because they liked him. Like so,
Yeah.
I don't know how good that would work for them, unless they like knew, yo, we're a top contender for him to sign here. Let's throw everything at him. Let's give him this big network special. Let's introduce him like that. Let's have him do a special match, and then you might persuade the dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He might be like, they
I
kind of
like it.
like me over here. Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of like me.
Yeah.
Question though, now that we're on the WWE topic, this is different from Okada. Jinder Mahal.
Don't hinder gender.
What are your thoughts on the match tonight? The match has not happened yet.
Yeah. So as the time of recording, hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet.
What do you think of it?
I don't mind it. It's probably to build up. I don't think he's winning it. I think it's just to like. Maybe don't pursue it
So,
to like. I just think he's just doing it. They're doing this just to get him back into the bigger picture.
mhm.
Um, to show everybody that he can still hang. Not just think he's still hanging, but like he can. He's gonna be that guy to be in the top of that division. Um, I don't think he's gonna win it though.
WWE should have him win the title.
Oof.
Get the title
Okay.
off of Rollins. Get the title off of Rollins so that you could do Punk Rollins. No title. You actually
Yeah.
just have a dream match. And no one cares who wins because there's nothing on the line.
Yeah.
Let Jinder win it. Let him hold it for a little bit. Let Priest cash in on him at Elimination Chamber. And then have an Elimination Chamber for a number one contender. Boom. I think that's the way to go. You get the belt off of Rollins. You create a heel at the same time because people gonna hate that Jinder won it.
Yeah.
But then you also get a moment that whoever takes it off of him gets a big reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
So it would be, if that's the way they want to do it, to have the Punk Rollins match not be for a title. But I think they're so set on having that for the title that it's like,
Yeah.
so
I
even
think so.
stuff
I
like
mean,
that's like, why even have this match then? It makes no sense.
yeah,
And
it
that's
was
why
kind
I
of
think,
random though.
but that's why I think he has a chance of winning, because there's no way he was introduced to us again with The Rock.
Yeah.
Actually, got offense on The Rock, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden has a title match.
Yeah.
That's sus. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you
yo,
mean.
we might see a new champ tonight.
Yeah.
And also, they're going against the NFL playoffs. Last
Exactly.
time they went against the playoffs or a big Monday night game, Big E cashed it.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
Priest can catch him tonight.
Priest could cash in tonight
Like
and
we might see a new champion. Who knows?
save Rollins from getting pinned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he cashes in during the match, and then Priest pins Jinder.
Exactly the same way Rollins did it, making a
Yeah.
triple threat.
Exactly.
I would hate.
I wouldn't
that,
be mad
but-
at that.
I would
wouldn't
hate
be mad
that,
at
but because I would just be like, just
But
let
it's
Jinder
big.
beat Rollins just to get that heel reaction. And let people hate
But
it.
if they gotta do what they gotta do, then they'll do it. But like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, would it be cool if they didn't win it? Yeah, but I don't know.
I think it would be dope. I think also their numbers in India network might be low, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's put this guy in the title
Yeah.
picture." Because
Yeah.
the last time we saw him win the title, 2 weeks later they were like, "Oh yeah, the WWE network just premiered in India." I was like,
Yeah. That's why they did it.
"Okay, it makes sense now." 'Cause
Yeah.
that was random.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think this one would actually be kind of cool because it'll be like he'll beat Rollins. He'll be like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck? This guy's been fighting everybody for a year now. Nobody's been able to beat him. Jinder beat him.
Yeah.
You kind of make Jinder in that. You kind of make him a made man at that point if he beats Rollins. Now,
Yeah.
whoever takes it off of him, Jinder stays in the title picture because he beat Rollins. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like,
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
it's a cool. I think it would be a cool situation for Jinder. Will it happen? Probably not.
Probably not.
But I think it would be a cool moment, just because I like those moments that you're not expecting. You know what I mean? We're expecting for Rollins to beat Jinder, and I'm expecting him to beat him quick. But if Jinder beats Rollins, I think that would be awesome. I think that there needs to be more unpredictable matches like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about this last week. That was like, I feel like everybody always looks forward to the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I think Cody shouldn't win the belt at Mania. I think he should win it at a SummerSlam. Because no one cares about those pay-per-views anymore. You have to do something to make those pay-per-views count. Right? And actually make people care about it. If we just always, Roman's not going to, he's not going to lose that crown jewel because he's got to defend the belt at Mania against Cody. No shot. No, he can't lose that Royal Rumble because he's got to defend that. We always looking to the next thing. And then when Mania's done, what do we do? Oh, they're building up for next year. I wonder what next year's main event's going to be. Like, if you actually make other pay-per-views matter, like, awesome, lately they've been putting on great matches and great shows, but it's like the people who we expect to win. It's never like a, whoa, what the fuck? So, like, to get a couple of those, especially at the start of the new year, would actually be a cool moment.
Yeah.
It's one of those that's like, oh shit, they actually did it. Now what's going to happen? Because we all thought Punk Rollins for the belt at Mania. Now the belt is with Jinder. Is Jinder getting a Mania match? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's moments like that. And if Jinder wins, no one's thinking about this. Drew's in the title picture.
Drew versus Jinder at Mania.
We could get Drew and Jinder at Mania. I'm not mad at that. I think that's dope. I think that's a cool storyline. And you could go back and be like, they were three MVs. The band together. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's no way they're going to do this. But it would be kind of cool if they did. I wouldn't be mad at it. Yeah.
That is true.
Only time could tell. But we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It would just be like a cool moment. Like, oh shit, like, unpredictable. Nice.
Yeah. That is true.
Man.
What else happened this week? I think that's pretty much.
Else? Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
Wrestling's gonna be fun now, man.
It will be fun. It's interesting. It's interesting time of the year.
Yeah, we got Jinder and Rollins this week. We got Hook and Joe this week.
Hook and Joe.
TNA's making their debut back on TV because it's been recap shows. It's gonna be a good week, man. We chilling.
It is.
And then SmackDown, who knows what's happening? Is Roman on SmackDown this week?
I don't know.
I haven't seen a graphic, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no too. But we shall see. It has been a fun couple of weeks. But we shall see. So I guess we could just wrap it up there. This has been episode 147 of the Ring Fanatics podcast. Again, I'm Nick, your host. With me is my co-host Joel, and we will see you guys the next episode.
Catch you.